Episode 1090 of the Dawn and Drew Show is brought to you by Adam and Eve. Use the code DAWN to get 50% off almost anything that they sell. Except for like those super expensive, like $3,000 sex machines. Because I tried, and you cannot get 50% off on that. Sorry. My name only goes so far.
In a world where both cats and dogs roam freely, and where both mice and sugar gliders are free to express themselves, there are but two people ready to stand up for the ordinary people of this planet. In days gone by, there was Samson and Delilah, Anthony and Cleopatra, Desdemona and Othello, and now Dawn and Drew.
Hello, everyone. It's Dawn Maselli.
And Drew Domkis.
Welcome back to the Dawn and Drew Show. We are here for the second time in a week because we are locked in this motherfucking house. And you know what we need to do when we're locked in the house?
Dance party?
Well, we have been doing dance parties. Once a day, we put a dance party music on and we dance with the dogs. We call it dog rave. It's pretty good times. I would say that that's not actually something new, though. We've been definitely doing dog raves for 20 years.
Yeah, there's nothing really that new going on with us.
Well, wait.
Oh.
Guess what? I don't know. No shit. Now I feel like
damn.
now I feel like I've just scrambled.
I'm excited.
I don't know what to say now. Holy.
I like the videos of people like in their apartments and it's just the one window that's all raving out like they're having a party in their one little room. Have you seen those?
No.
No?
What do you mean? Like they're living in the city and they only have one window?
Yeah, and there's like the one window is just all lights going crazy like they're having their own little rave up in their apartment.
Of one. A party of one.
Maybe two.
Maybe
Depending.
two.
You could be a family, but probably one.
Today, Drew almost got murdered because he made yet another one of his Drew Domkis jokes. I can't even remember what it was. But
what was it? It was so good.
Let's not even remember what it was.
Oh, come on. It was a good one.
No, it was horrible.
Damn.
It was a fucking horrible joke. And my instinct, don't even think of it. Don't even think of it. Was to immediately choke him to death. So I was like, we are in love, but you can still love someone and murder them for their horrible jokes. I feel like that's true.
It's still a crime.
Really?
Love crimes.
Love crimes. And they would be like, in the court, they would be like, and Miss Maselli, can you please tell the joke that drove you to the insanity and made you murder your husband? And I'd be like, no, I'm not going to say it. I'm not going to tell the stupid joke because it was stupid then.
It was something memory. Something.
It
was a person's name.
It was something. I don't even
want
want
to remember.
It was
a guy's name.
No, it wasn't a guy's name.
It was, and I said it was that memory. Now it's driving me nuts.
Actually, now this is pleasing me. The fact that now you are annoyed because you can't remember your annoying joke.
It wasn't even a joke. It's a portmanteau. It was a good one.
It wasn't. So Drew has this thing.
It was so good.
If you guys haven't listened to us in a while, let me just tell you my daily existence.
Yeah, that hasn't stopped.
No, it's a fucking curse. So it's literally called a portmanteau, and it's when you combine like certain words to make like a more unfunny word than ever before thought possible.
You mean brilliant?
No, I would have said brilliant. So an example, Drew, of a portmanteau would be when you said like sandity last episode.
Right, that was great.
It's not great.
It was great.
It
was the best.
But today, he said something along the same lines, which both of us, I can't remember because it's saving your life. You can't remember now just because you're a fucking stoner and your brain is like
Well, now that's
dead.
all I'm thinking about, and that's not true. I'm a very good stoner.
Yeah, I was going to say, your brain, what? It's not true. No, but so sometimes I do say, like, you're lucky I'm not murdering you. And I understand. It's not because I don't love you. It's just that my impulse is to kill you and make you never have to say one of these, like, Drew dad jokes again.
It was like Sean Connery.
No, it was.
Memory.
See,
it was something. I mixed a name with memory. And it was so good.
This is so much more fun.
Yeah. Let's just try to remember that. Let's remember that inside joke.
No, I'm glad now that you're agitated about it.
I'll remember it later. As soon as I hit stop, It'll come to me.
I hope you do. I hope the whole entire episode, this episode, it's going to make you crazy.
It is. That's all I'm focusing on now. Thanks.
Ways to drive each other completely mad by Dawn and Drew.
But people seem to be happy that we're doing these shows.
Yeah, because you know what? It's so fucking depressing out there. So we have to talk about how we can antagonize Domkus.
I got a new super cute picture of us from Anna Denise. That was so awesome.
That is the most adorable thing ever.
Right? I didn't expect it and ask for it. Just showed up, and I was so happy. 2 versions she sent me.
I love it.
It's really cute.
She's an amazing artist, and she has children books. I don't know if there's more than one, but I'm going to say books just in case.
I think it's multiple. If you look at her feed, she is constantly drawing, and all of it looks professional.
She's the kind of like real artist that is so good at keeping going.
Yeah.
And she'll be like, I made this journal. And it's like the most adorable drawings and paintings. And you're just like, I didn't make anything.
It's super cute. It's like her daily life and stuff of her having kids and she's made caricatures of her life.
I know.
It's so cool.
It's like, that's the kind of artist I want to be. But instead, I'm a lazy artist. And I'll be like, I'm waiting to actually throw myself into a project and like a very detailed painting or something that I just am kind of immersed in for a month.
Color by numbers or something?
Yeah, something real challenging. Yeah, just like that.
I'm sure that's what Anna does. Those are all color by numbers.
Oh, I'm positive, Drew.
I did notice, though, she changed up her style a little bit. If you look at the artwork that I used in the last episode and then the one I'm going to use on this episode, she's got a little bit, even within her awesome style, she's changed a little bit. You can see it. It's kind of fun to like know somebody's art, to be like, oh, it used to be this and now it's this.
So you're a very good drawer, but yet you barely draw.
Yeah.
Why do you think that is? Why do you think we stop
I'm
ourselves from
just
creating things?
I'm lazy.
Is it laziness?
I think it's laziness, and I'm on the computer all the time, and then I don't draw. I don't know. I don't even draw on the computer like I should.
All I know is for the last few days, you've been absolutely obsessed with kickflips.
It's been a long time, but these last few days, absolutely obsessed.
And yesterday, you did you were like, I'm going out to the barn for an hour. I'm going to practice kickflips, and then I'm going to come inside, and I'm going to do a show with Aaron, and all we talk about is kickflips. And I'm like, enough with the fucking kickflips. I'm to the point now where I'm ready to jump on your board, quick do a kickflip, and be like, be done. Be done now.
Kickflips are so difficult.
Well, okay, explain to people who have never seen any skateboarding, what is a kickflip?
Okay. Well, a kickflip is a variation of an ollie. Now, an ollie is a trick that basically you're jumping in the air, but your board somehow follows your feet. It
stays to your feet.
It is totally unintuitive when you first see it because you don't understand the mechanics, but there's lots of physics of you pushing the tail down, so much so that the wood pops off the ground, but then you've got to release your foot so that it can still fly, but then your front foot goes forward to level it out, and then you land. So it's multi parts.
Can I just simplify that?
Yeah.
You just jump up on a skateboard and the skateboard sticks.
Yeah.
That's an ollie.
That's how it simply sounds, but it's not that easy.
Okay, so can you do an ollie?
I can do an ollie.
Okay, and then
so
kickflip.
a kickflip, though, is mid-ollie. Your front foot, instead of just leveling the board out, it goes off a little to the side to make the board rotate a full 360, and then it lands, and you're supposed to catch it and land on it. So it's an ollie, but the board flips.
So you jump up, you flip the board, and you land back on the board.
It sounds simple. It is driving me nuts. My legs are on fire even today. Like I can't do it today. I have to take a break. I'm gonna literally rip one of my quads because they're on. The last few tries, I was like, holy crap, I'm on the verge of pulling these muscles bad.
Yeah, that sounds like such a good idea right now, too, because, really what we need is for you to be injured so that we can take you to the hospital, and then we'll surely get infected.
Hospitals and stuff is just not an option. I just got to land it.
No, or maybe you could stop being so obsessed.
Now, the real bummer part is that if you half flick it, if you don't stay in the air long enough, and the board doesn't flip far enough, you land on its side, and they call that primo, where your feet are on the edges of the board. So that can also hurt your feet. But then what happens 99% of the time when you do that, the board flops out and you fall on your ass. So primos are no fun, and I did that yesterday.
And you're doing all this without any safety gear on, which makes me what? Pleased or unpleased?
probably unpleased, but I just don't see myself wearing all of my gear for just a kickflip. If I'm going to go skate and I'm going to do some stuff, I will put my gear on, but it just seems a little overkill. I'm just jumping up and down.
But you've spent days now.
Days
Jumping up and down.
But so I have literally been working out my legs hardcore.
Your arms are going to shrivel into like T-Rex arms. And you're going to be like, can you wipe my ass? And I'll say, kickflip a fucking toilet paper up there, bitch.
But so those that don't know, I've been doing a skateboarding podcast for the past 3 years. It's at skatosis.com. It is an infection. It's like the COVID, but for skateboarding.
You have been completely obsessed with skateboarding for the last few years.
But so me and Aaron had taken a little break because I was supposed to be in Costa Rica. Aaron took a trip. We were going to call it, just like we're coming back with season 2. Yesterday was our season 2 comeback at 155 episodes. But we're doing it over the phone. We actually were on Instagram Live yesterday. So not only was I excited to go kickflip, I was excited because I had a little mini virtual session with Aaron. We set the phone up and we could he was doing tricks at this little, I don't think it's a school. It's a building across the street from him and like down 2 houses. So like you could see his house from where he's at, but he's outside skating. And I was in the barn trying my kickflips. And so we did the little split screen and people were watching us on live and suggesting tricks and stuff. And so
I tuned in and told you to cut that shit out and be done already.
Because you came in like, I was out there for like an hour and a half or something already.
Yeah, and I was like, be done, because I could see you being like, and then you kept trying to jump, and I was like, idiot, you're going to fucking hurt yourself. And I'm afraid that you will hurt yourself right now, and it is the wrong time to hurt yourself.
It is the wrong time to hurt myself, but it is the right time to learn kickflips. I'm so determined, and I'm so close. I've been at it for 4 official sessions this week so far. And what's really motivating me is that I'm making these little 1-minute edits of me struggling and trying. But I've been posting these to these Facebook groups of dudes like me that are guys that are in their 40s, over 40, middle-aged shred. There's all these like groups of dudes that are all like cheering me on and waiting for the next edit. And they want me to land it so bad. And everybody's giving me advice. So it's kind of fun. It's the most views and interaction and engagement I've ever had probably on the internet. It's all about stuff I can't.
Not on the internet.
It's up there.
Drew, we were once quite famous. Don't you remember those days?
I do.
Okay, so you can't.
It's reaching those proportions.
It's skateboarding fame. That's what you want.
But it's for videos where I'm not even landing a trick, so it's kind of funny that so many people are watching these videos. It's like in the thousands and thousands of video views. It's pretty fun.
I like the one where you were using a rope to help you, but it was in the shape of a noose,
yeah.
And someone was like, dude, are you going to kill yourself?
People have thought that. But now some of these other videos I'm showing me hang the rope and then using it. And I'm using it as a rope assist. I'm holding on to it so that when I do the kickflip, instead of landing primo, I can kind of hang in the air for an extra second. It helps me from not falling. You should be happy that I'm using that rope.
I'm not really happy about any of it just because, 1, you're absolutely obsessed, and 2, I just am worried that you're going to get hurt.
Well, understood. Appreciate it. But I still want to learn it. My end goal is to do one in front of you in the kitchen.
No, see, that's annoying. Already I'm annoyed because I'm going to be like, that's too loud.
No, it's just going to be one. I'm just going to come in and I'm going to have it so down. I'm going to be a proficient at it. Then I'll come and do it. Just one try, boom, flip, and they'll be like, "Look at that."
Why is your goal to come in and annoy me with something like that? Like that's going to be loud.
Because
we're
married.
Yeah, and the dogs are going to be all over there.
They're going to be so excited.
They're going to be like, and then somebody's going to get hit with the skateboard, and then I'm going to be like, God damn it, Domkins.
Ollie will be so happy.
Ollie's going to run out. He's probably run away from home for 3 days.
He's going to be pissed we didn't name him Kickflip.
No, he's not. He's going to be like, why is that asshole jumping around in the kitchen? He knows he's not supposed to play with toys. Those are outside toys.
Maybe I'll hold him while I do it.
Don't you dare.
I'll hold all the animals while I do it.
First of all, you couldn't even hold half of the animals at one time. Never mind then do a jumping trick on a skateboard.
Yeah. Well, you've got all these fun Costa Rica stories. I'm obsessed with kickflips.
I'm sorry, Drew. Sorry I'm out there trying to save the animals of the jungle while you're playing with a toy.
I'm trying to save the world one kickflip at a time.
Nobody's saving the world with kickflips. Maybe actually that's not that one lady who was raising money for breast cancer.
She's doing shove-its, and that's actually making an impact.
Yeah.
I don't know how, but it is.
Well, she's raising money for breast
It's working,
cancer.
and she's raised way more than she ever initially thought she would raise.
So she's okay. So
Shove
she's doing
Shove
something.
It Cancer is the campaign. She never knew how to skateboard, didn't know how to stand on one, anything. But she wants to learn how to do a shove it. Now a shove it.
Oh God.
Okay, we talked about an ollie, right? You bop up and you land on it.
Yeah.
Shove it is basically an ollie, except in the process you're rotating the board 180 degrees so that when you land on it, it's backwards. So you're spinning the board. That's called a shove it, a pop shove it. You can do it backside or you can do it front side. You could do a 360 shove it. You could do a 540 shove it.
Why did she pick that?
Because shove it cancer. It's like shove it cancer. You know, it's like
Oh,
duh.
okay. I don't know.
Because cancer sucks.
Does it? I hadn't heard about that before.
Shove it cancer. And there's a trick called a shove it. That's why. It's marketing. Now, she could have said kickflip.
Kickflip cancer. Kick cancer.
Kickflip it to the curb.
So around, I think it was our New Year's Eve, we said, like, what's one thing, I said to you, I said, what's one thing you want to learn in 2020? And you said, I'm going to do a kickflip this year.
I think I did, right?
You did, absolutely.
Yeah. I'm on it.
I know. You've been practicing for months. So, like, how many months do you think it's going to take to figure this out?
I only really think that I've been practicing for 4 days. Because none of my other attempts in those past few months were as legit and as, like, diligent as I've been this past week. Because I went out there one day for like a half an hour and I must have been flicking wrong and my ankle hurt for weeks. And I was like, screw kickflips, I hate them.
Every time you come in, you have like a fever in your
Now I
eyes.
do, because I'm out there for like an hour and my ankle is not bothering me. It's now my other muscles that I need to work up. But my ankle is fine, and so I feel encouraged and I feel motivated to go try it again.
You know what muscles you should be working on is cleaning the goddamn tool room. Try that. Try those muscles.
Is this thing on? I didn't hear that.
How about
What?
cleaning this fucking office?
Oh my goodness. When we start talking about your messes.
I'm pretty organized right now.
Mm-hmm. How's your kickflip?
Oh, solid. A kickflip is one of those things where I will look at it and go, yeah, I'm not gonna even try that, because if that ever happens, it's because I accidentally fell on the skateboard from like walking down the steps. Drew left the skateboard there. I fell and then somehow it flipped around and I landed, and I'd be like, I just did a kickflip and then I almost broke my back. So.
See, in my mind, I want to just be able to like be on my skateboard at any given time and just do a kickflip.
In the kitchen.
Wherever. Kitchen, sure. If you say so, okay.
I'm going to start putting ball bearings and sand on the ground.
Oh, great. I saw a skate park in Ohio is now doing the sand thing, which sucks.
You showed me.
No, I saw one in Australia, but now yesterday some skate park in Ohio is covering it in sand so that people don't go skate.
Well, it is a pandemic right now.
I understand, but damn, that's a terrible way to do it. That sand is going to be there forever, no matter how much you clean it.
Not really.
That's going to be a drag. I wonder though.
It's not going to be
the cities that are doing that, are they also planning to clean it up?
Yes, of course.
Are you sure?
You just get a leaf blower.
There is so much. They're bringing truckloads of sand. It's not a leaf blower. It's ruining skate parks. I think it's a little crazy.
Why not just put salt on? It'll crack the concrete. That's worse. See, sand is probably not that bad.
I don't know. Sand is going to be difficult to clear out. There's going to be problems later.
Look at you. You're worrying about a skate park that you've never been to. You probably never go to.
Oh, yeah. Well, all of a sudden they're going to have sand in Oshkosh and here Wauwatosa. That's going to be a bummer.
I'm going to put sand all over your ramp.
No, you are not.
Yes, I am.
What the hell? I can skate all I want here.
I miss you.
Come out there with me. Show me a kickflip. There's a whole campaign out there, like the Barracks is doing
Stop
this
the
thing
sand.
where he was like, no, guys would drive down the road and they'd be like, do a kickflip when they see somebody with a skateboard. And so if they do one, then they'll give them a prize or a shirt or a board or something.
I've seen many kickflips attempted in my life, and I have seen them executed, but
I see them all the time. All my buddies do them on my board, which seems so difficult, but I've seen it happen, so I know it's possible.
You're like, can you do it on my board I know?
I've asked them to do that, and it, I don't know. It's encouraging.
Maybe you take maybe you need to take a big hit of acid.
Ooh, you might be right.
Ooh.
I'll be out there for way more than 1 hour.
16 hours later, I'm like, get in here. I
You
was
might be
fucking
right.
kidding.
I'll be like triple flip.
You're like floating around in the barn. You're not even touching the ground anymore. I'm like, how are you doing that? You're like, I'm at one with gravity.
Some people can do double and triple flips. It's crazy.
I'm sure they can, but are they also almost 50 years old?
Some.
Some. Really?
Some. Tony Hawk's older. He can do a kickflip still.
Tony Hawk is a professional.
Me too.
No, you are not. You are Drew Domkis.
What?
Not a professional skateboarder.
Wait a second. What?
I'm sorry to break this to you. I didn't realize that this was something that you weren't aware of. But babes, you are not a professional skateboarder.
I know. I was just kidding.
But I know that you're excited, and you got. And that's the thing about quarantine times. About these quarantine times, you got to find your little happiness and find something that kind of makes you escape. And
escape.
Oh my god,
that's a Portman too.
I know.
I just wanted to bring it back around.
You guys can see what I'm doing here. My hobby during quarantine is thinking of ways not to murder him. Like today, I won't murder him today. Just one more day if I can just get
Let me land that kickflip first. If you're going to murder me, wait till I land it.
I'm going to wait till you look like you're perfect in the air. Everything's lined up. I'm going to stab you in the belly. And I'll say.
You just kick the board out. And I'll be like, "Wah!" Oh, man.
Oh, would you be mad?
Well, yeah. Well, I'd be dead.
You wouldn't immediately die.
Well, then I'd be mad as I died. Yeah.
You wouldn't forgive me on your deathbed, on your death ground?
Of course I would, but I'd be mad.
I'd be like, do you forgive me? And you'd be like, you fucking bitch.
Swody.
I thought you... And then I do a kickflip over your carcass, and you're like, badass. And I'd be like, I could do this the whole time. I just didn't want to show you because I didn't want you to feel like a failure.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, I have not been working on my 2020 goal at all.
Which is what?
You can't even remember, can you?
Wasn't it to like love me more? You were gonna become the best at hand jobs.
Hand jobs.
Remember?
I absolutely remember not saying that.
No, you said you wanted to be the best.
In fact, I was so opposite that. I've been implanting glass shards into my hands, just so we have no confusion on the matter. No, you can't even remember what I said. The one thing I wanted to make sure that in 2020,
That's what I thought you said.
You know, that's all you heard, but that's not at all what I said.
What was
but you
it?
really can't remember, can you?
Tell me.
God, it's like when I talk, you just tune out and you think,
Wait, what?
Day one, kickflips, implant, shove it. Yeah.
Ooh, day one.
Oh, yeah. I wonder what Day One's doing right now. Meanwhile, I'm telling you my hopes and dreams.
Day one's kickflipping in his living room.
He is not.
He is, absolutely.
Then he's not married.
No, I don't think he is.
Yeah, see. Well, what would you rather?
All right, tell me your...
You can't remember?
I already said I can't.
It was like New Year's Eve, and we were talking about what one thing that we wanted to be able to learn or do in 2020. And mine was not the perfect hand job, whatever you said, because that's ridiculous. Maybe you should practice that perfect hand job. You could give it to all your buddies at the skate park because it's all full of sand.
We can't meet up anymore.
You'd have to put a glove on a stick. This is 6 feet away, so it's not gay.
Selfie stick.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you could use the selfie stick in the one hand. No, you can't remember? I'm just disappointed.
Was it trying to find out who built Peru?
No, first of all, that's not going to happen this year. I have to go there. I have to touch the stones. And you know we're not going to be able to figure that out that easily. No, it was something I wanted to learn how to do. And I'll give you a hint. It was something about cooking, which is not a usual thing for me.
Cooking?
Yeah, I said there was something I wanted to learn to cook, to perfect, and that I haven't yet. And that was the one thing I wanted to...
I don't recall that at all.
I know, your face is like...
Cooking? I'm like, what?
Yeah. It wasn't like, like this long, like, I've been putting this off for years. But it was just something I thought to myself, oh, I really would like to learn how to do this.
What is it?
You can't remember.
If I could, I would have said it already.
All right, well, I had said that I wanted to learn to make the perfect falafel.
I do kind of remember that.
Yeah, see? And I remember...
Was that this year? I don't know. We've been together a lot of years.
That was New Year's Eve. You were talking about kickflips.
You haven't even tried a falafel to make one yet.
I haven't. I'm slow.
What's your problem?
First of all, I'm easing into it, Drew. There's no rush. There's a lot of time right now.
Do they have falafel in HelloFresh?
Mm.
That'd be the best way to try it, maybe.
Well, I mean, I have the idea of how to do falafel. I had a really amazing falafel when I was in Costa Rica, and I was like, oh yeah, that's right.
Isn't it just a mix that you make balls and fry?
Yeah, but I think there's an art form because you have to mix I think it's garbanzo beans, but there's something green in there. So,
Is it the falaf? Or the ul? Full.
It's full of the ul. The full off. I'm not even sure what the ingredients are because obviously, what are we at? March 28th?
You haven't even looked it up?
I haven't even looked up the recipe yet because I have time.
Hey Siri, what's in a falafel? You could have done that.
Yeah. Oh, see, Drew? You're asking the question.
Just a sec.
Oh, great.
Falafel is made up of coriander seed, chickpea, cumin seed, and broad bean.
Well, that was pretty fast.
That's it.
Yeah, there you go.
There's only 4 things in it.
Thanks, Siri.
Okay, so I have none of those ingredients. Well, I have chickpeas, but I don't think I have any other ingredients. So it doesn't look promising right now that I'm going to learn the falafel. But I believe you have to get a really good consistency, get that oil perfect, and fry it so that it doesn't fall apart.
And I think part of it is all the accoutrement that goes with. You got to have the right little sauce. You got to have the pita. There's things that go with a falafel.
I know, but my one original goal was to learn how to make a bomb-ass falafel.
Well, you're blowing it.
I'm
I would like a falafel as I'm kickflipping.
I'll throw them at you, piping hot.
Maybe I could juggle falafels while kickflipping.
Fresh from the oil. You're like, ow, 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 ow.
You know what's kind of a fun thing I've seen is people have played cornhole with the bag on the skateboard, and as they flip it, the bag goes into the board, into the hole.
Do you look at anything
What?
besides skateboarding?
What?
And, hold
What?
on, and comic book movies? Because you have also
They need
been...
to make a skateboarding Avenger.
Oh, my God. So you have been obsessed with watching all the comic book movies.
Only obsessed because they're all available, to just watch through a streaming system.
No, but what was it?
If it wasn't for that, I would not be going to the movie theaters for all of these movies.
You have gone to movie theaters to see
I've
some
not
of
seen
them.
any of those at the movie theater.
Uh,
None of them. Because I wasn't into it at all. The first
me.
time I saw...
Excuse me, it's
The first
dusty
time
up
I
here.
saw any of the Marvel stuff, it was after it came on Netflix. I think it was Black Panther.
We saw something in the movie theater. I remember going to see movie theater.
Okay, but I'm saying I was not obsessed to go see it in the theater. I'm only obsessed now because they're all super available. That's what I'm saying.
But you've watched 20 some of them.
There's a lot. There's 22 in the list. If you go through them chronologically, it starts, a long time ago with the first Iron Man, I think. I don't know. I have the list, but it ends with the Spider-Man one that we're watching right now.
That's the last of it?
Well, so far, they're not done making movies, so there will be more.
Oh, my God.
What's the big deal?
No, I'm just saying, they're so ridiculous.
Of course they are.
But, so that's been your 2 big things. The comic book movies and skateboarding.
And loving you.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, I forgot about that third one.
Obviously. I'm over here trying to love you, and you just don't even respond.
What does loving someone actually entail?
Kickflips,
Watching,
falafel.
making them
and,
a falafel.
Yeah, and Captain Marvel. Captain Falafel.
The skateboarding falafel man. You know what? Why doesn't Hollywood just contact us? We obviously have solid ideas.
I know.
He could be shooting falafels out.
Right?
Like
Feeding the hungry.
people skateboard falafel man, I'm so hungry. And they'd be like, I have more chickpeas in my butt. I don't know. I think that's a solid idea. I'd watch that movie.
Well, there you go. Make it.
So there's lots of things that you watch right now while we're locked up in the house.
There's a bit too much to watch.
There is a lot to watch. And you know what? Also, it's very important, everyone. And here's my PSA for the show before we wrap.
We're going to get serious.
Yeah, hold on. I did a line of coke. I did hear a phrase while I was in Costa Rica. This is not the PSA. This is
That's about Coke.
It is about coke.
Okay.
I did hear a phrase. Now, I myself am not a cocaine connoisseur.
Cocaine-asseur.
True. Could you not, for just once, for the love of God?
That was a good one.
Was it?
I thought so. Made me giggle just now.
Yeah. Well. I'm gonna choke him. I'm gonna stab him. So, okay, I'm not what did you? I don't even fucking remember.
Cocaine-asseur.
Okay, that's
pretty good.
it's not my jam. I have somewhat of an addictive personality to pleasure and things of that nature. So I don't need to add more things on the list that I crave. And but I don't judge if people are in that phase of their life, and let's say we're all having lunch, and then somebody says we should all go do cocaine in the bathroom, and then I say, well, you know what? I'm fine right here with my chicken tender. You guys have fun. And I didn't realize this until just recently. That is called a bump and dump, because you need to go do a bump of the cocaines and then you need to poop, which I did not know that was part of the process.
Yeah, I remember those days.
Yeah, I did. I mean, I am assuming it's because sometimes it's cut with laxatives, and so then you have to poop.
What if you dump and bump?
Ew, be like, oh, it'd be like, really stinks in here. Let me do a line off the back of this toilet. So, the bump and dump is something I'm not really familiar with, but it did make me laugh. And so, therefore, I'm glad to share this knowledge, this very important knowledge with you.
Thanks for that PSA.
That was not the PSA, but fuck it. Let's make that the PSA.
You had a better one about all the medical people with their masks and stuff.
I was
You're going to go with the cocaine bump and dump instead?
I'm going to go with the bump and dump. You know what? Because I had a whole big thing, a whole diatribe about how I could keep you guys just keep your energy levels up and keep the positive flowing. But let's instead end the show with the idea that somewhere, somehow, people are still making it through tough times. And somewhere, right now, someone's doing a bump and dump. Wait. It's the other way.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Hold on, let me try it. Good night, Internet.
Sweet, sweet sugar glider with eyes so bright. Do you find it damn near impossible to sleep at night? With nocturnal emissions of satellite transmissions, you'll stay. Stories every day. Sweet, sweet sugar glider. Sweet, sweet sugar glider. I know you love Dawn's soothing voice and Drew made a great choice in a as you count sugar glider shaped sheep, it's getting late. Sweet, sweet sugar glider. Sweet, sweet sugar glider. When I'm in the kitchen,
Internet,
or taking a bath,
Internet,
for news or easy listening,
Internet,
or making me laugh,
Internet.
morning, noon, and night,
Good night, Internet.
it's just right.
So what was it, Drew? What was it at
Damn.
breakfast? You still can't remember.
No.
Oh, it's on the tip of your tongue. It's going to
Do you know it?
No, and I never want to.
Something memory.